it's funny because before I even really knew what the song was about, it's always really undone me, you know. And then, I don't know when it was, years later, and I started to look into it and look at the lyrics, it undid me even more because it reminds me to a degree of perhaps what my mother went through when my father went off on that flight that he never came back from.
What happened to your father?
So he was a test pilot, and he was the test pilot for the Nomad, for the government aircraft factories here in Australia, and which is the reason we came to Australia in 1971.
Right.
And then in 1976, he went on a test flight, which had been fraught with some sort of complications before he went. They weren't quite ready to take the plane up, and they crashed. He died, and my mother had told me years later that, you know, he had been on the phone, you know, arguing about certain things about the flight the next day, and of course she had, you know, she recounts the story saying, I'd always wished that he'd never gone, obviously for obvious reasons. So that Kate Bush song, as I say, suddenly I just connected with it. And in a way, it was probably one of the first songs that I really connected to personally through the lyrics. And so it's a different story, obviously, but here is Kate Bush telling this story about a wife saying to the husband, don't go and do what it is you're going to do. And he's saying, I'm just the getaway pilot. You know, we're going to fly across the water. The police aren't going to catch us. We're going to be fine. And she's saying, don't go. And he's saying, please don't clip my wings, you know.
How old were you when your father died?
I was 8.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 8 in that August, and then I turned 9 in the October. And he was only 39.
Oh my gosh. And you have a sister as well?
Yeah, Tracy.
Younger or older?
She's 2 years older, but she has an intellectual disability. So on many levels, she's my younger sister, I suppose.
What was it like for the family after suddenly losing your father?
Horrible. But I don't really remember, you know. I feel like I sort of blocked out a whole lot of years, you know. I mean, funnily enough, my sister she's as big a music fan, if not bigger music fan as me. There was a lot of, you know, ABBA, Hot Chocolate, great music that my sister was playing as well. So I think probably, you know, perhaps that was one of the ways that we dealt with things, not realising we needed to deal with things, but just playing a lot of music in the house, playing records and tapes.
Do you feel like that's shaped your life, that experience?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't really know in what ways exactly. I think the responsibility of, you know, having to sort of help look after my sister probably was quite a you know, defining part of my life. And my mum, I've said this before, my mum was really clever. She didn't say to me, you know, you have to be responsible and look after your sister. She said, oh, so wonderful that you're so responsible. You know, so I just felt that was sort of already happening without me realising, you know.